Hey, yo, welcome back to this week's 5 card weekly tarot pull. I said that in a weird way, but it's all good because today is Easter. So it's all about starting over again. It's all about the story related to Easter is all about resurrection and being born again and being able to start over again. We're here, still obviously in the spring energy. We start out this week in Aries and transition over into Taurus. So we are moving this week from getting to know ourselves and showing up and taking action to really slowing all the way down into that Taurus energy, that earthy, easy, relaxed state where you take the time to start to understand what makes you comfortable, making your home comfortable, making yourself comfortable by slowing down. You can't do that while you're moving, right? So, this Taurus energy that we're moving into on Wednesday, again, it's the time that now we get to slow down, take a breath, and really start to get comfortable with who we are in this new cycle. So, let's get started, see what the cards have to tell us about this week. Sorry, I took a left. And we will start out with, and I know green is not really my color, but I was trying to go ahead and go with the Taurus theme. So, all right. So, let's start with our spiritual connection. And we have the Six of Pentacles. Good, good. Next, we have our health and happiness. And here we have the Queen of Wands. Like I'm off center here. Next, for our love and relationship, we have the Ace of Pentacles again that we had here last week. All right, next for our business and career, we have the King of Pentacles, so the other extreme. And last but not least, we have the overall card, which is the High Priestess. All right. So let's start with our spiritual connection here that we see in the Six of Pentacles. So, this is really about you helping to give back what you have not only received, but what you've learned. And we talked about this a little bit last week, but this week, really think about the harmony that you can create with other people when you are willing to share of yourself. So, Pentacles, again, is this Taurus energy that we're moving into. It's this earth comfort, but tangible, right? Things you can put your hands on is Pentacle energy. So, think about what you can give to others in a very real way, in a very tangible, hands on way. What can you give to others? It isn't just about, giving money to the less fortunate or donating clothes. I mean, those things are all nice, but it really is about giving of yourself, giving of the part of you who wants to create a balance, who wants to create some harmony and live in a collaborative way with people. Give of yourself in that way. And that is how we connect to spirit. We are not alone in this world, and we are not alone in the universe and beyond. So, finding that balance of giving because you have been given to is really the message here for our spiritual connection. Feels good. Okay, next, let's look at our health and happiness. And here we've got the Queen of Wands. And she really is standing strong in her willingness to stand up for what she believes needs to happen. So, this really is a space of communication. This is a time for you to communicate what you need, what actions need to be taken for you to be happy. And I'm thinking of this in terms of to ourselves, right? taking the time to be clear and communicate with ourselves what actions we need to start taking to make sure that we are maintaining our happiness. Because happiness isn't a state that we get to and then we stop and it stays there by itself. It doesn't. You have to keep working towards it. You have to keep reminding yourself what it is that you need to maintain this happiness, to grow your happiness. And so the Queen of Wands really wants you to communicate that with yourself, especially what you need to maintain your own personal happiness within. Okay, and we will move on then to the Ace of Pentacles that we have here for our love and relationships. And you may recall that last week we had the Ace of Pentacles right here, and it was about, starting out, finding little ways to make your home, or the home that you've created with someone else, or within the love within, finding little ways to grow that, to see what else there is. This week when I look at this card, it feels more like there's still a door that hasn't been opened. That there's like this little secret pocket place that you have continued to kept closed off from other people, that's kind of ready to come out. So think about, is there still a part of you that you've been holding back? There's just a little tiny piece, maybe not a big thing, but maybe you're still not feeling completely comfortable in sharing everything about who you are in your relationship. Maybe you're still not completely comfortable thinking about starting a relationship with someone. And just check within, and if there isn't just a little piece of something that you still haven't worked through, there's still a little piece of discomfort that you haven't quite addressed, that you still kind of have locked away. Really think about what that might be and how you might be able to let that out, to let out that little last piece that it may even seem kind of insignificant to you right now, but it's enough to keep you from moving on. It's enough to keep you kind of out of balance and keeping some resistance with your partnerships. So think about what that might be. 'Cause yeah, I don't know. That little squirrel gets me sometimes. Okay, let's move on to our business and career. And here we have the King of Pentacles. And so, we have a lot of pentacles here this week, and both our external cards now are pentacles. And generally speaking, this card is really about standing in the power of groundedness, right? Being so completely centered and comfortable, and, kind of you got things on lock. But I feel like this week you may be telling yourself that, or someone around you may be coming across that way, may make it seem like they've got everything figured out. They got all this money rolling in, they got everything kind of figured out, but it really is about the people around them. And the reason I pause is because, I think about people individually and what we need to do in order to move. And this card this week really feels to me like we are being really heavily influenced by someone else whose perception that they give to the world, or that the way that we see the way that they present themselves in the world is really like king of the world. But we're not seeing the behind the scenes of how they got to where they are, or who's kind of really running the show. And so I feel like I want you to kind of take stock in that. If there's someone that you maybe are admiring or looking up to, or trying to emulate your business after, just remember that they don't do it alone. They don't do all the pieces by themselves. I think about, even within my business, I have an amazing assistant who does so much of kind of the day to day, the maintenance of things, that I wouldn't be able to do what I do if I didn't have that help. And if you are in a position right now where you feel like either, yes, I've got everything under control, things are finally, looking up for me. I don't want you to forget about the people who are helping you to maintain that. Or in the reverse, if you're feeling this week like, oh my gosh, everybody around me is doing so great, they're living their best lives, and I'm not able to somehow figure it out, that's bullshit, right? They're not doing it by themselves. We all need help to be the best version that shows up on social media or, online. So just keep that in mind. Keep in mind the other people around you who are there supporting you, whether you know it or not, and make sure you acknowledge them. Don't beat yourself up and try to do it all by yourself. Okay, let's move on to our overall card here, and this is the High Priestess. This is our only major arcana card this week. And, the High Priestess is all about connecting to intuition. It's the in between place, it's the little space between the conscious and the subconscious. It's that veil that we can manipulate, we can move back and forth. We have the knowledge, even if we're not always tapping into it or connecting to it. So make sure that this week, as you're thinking about the growth that's happening in your life and you're thinking about the ways that you as an individual are evolving, don't forget about your connection to spirit. Don't forget about this idea from this Easter week. Don't forget about that idea of resurrection and being able to close the door in one area so that you can open it in another. Don't be afraid to pull back that curtain of intuition and see what's back there. Connect with that energy, connect with this universal kind of knowledge that we all possess as you're ready to move forward. You have that ability whether you've been tapping into it or not. So when you're out looking for answers, when you are thinking about what do I need to do to take action, how can I connect more with people? How can I open that little secret place that I've been hiding away, a little piece of myself? Allow your intuition to give you some answers, right? Don't look outside. Don't always turn to other people to find the solutions because you have all the answers right within you. Okay? So I hope this was helpful. Let me know how things go this week. I hope you have a lovely Easter if you celebrate. And stay magical, y'all.